Hi, Warriors. It is Tuesday, 11:04 EST. Time for Mike and me. Hope everyone's having a good day. Mike, I have some questions to ask. Seems like the markets have slowed down after a very hectic week with the bonanza of central banks around the world making decisions. Seem that way to you too? Like the market's trying to digest what happened last week?
I think that it's a battle between every time the Bears get a taste of something positive that it's a false narrative, and uh, a lot of stocks that have been going up been making sense, if you will. I guess it's part of a lot of the AI infrastructure stocks, which we'll talk about in a second, are going up, which may or may not be ahead of itself. It really doesn't matter. They're not overbought from our size standards. We'll get into that in a second. Uh, I'm not really sure, Coach. You know what I mean? If the rotation is proper, there's, if you will, that's an ambiguous term to a degree, or I'll get it to more on my screen. But there's a lot of speculation in the market still, which I could point a hand. Krispy Kreme, for example, is up how much today? 40%. You know, the former, I mean, that could be a Reddit meme stock. That was even before meme stock was a meme stock.
Yeah.
So, there's these two high.
Just on the announcement that McDonald's will be selling them.
Well,
Is that what's propelling it?
I'm sure that's a good majority of it. Yeah, that's just, you know what that is? That's the reason to do it.
Mm.
Just
Yeah.
another reason, just to
Okay.
take up another one. I don't know if it's going to be accretive right away I didn't do the math. Like
It's
I
not
said,
for a year, another year before they'll have them to sell. Like I
right.
think they said 2026. That's 2 years.
Very well. You know what? I didn't even, that'll give you another example. I really didn't get into it much of why. And you know what? It didn't really matter. All as I know is the stock opened and went above the opening range breakout. I don't even care if they would sell to Wendy's. Thank you very much. It's very articulate and I expect nothing less. But for me, even narrowing in, I'm looking at the chart. I don't care if they make
Yeah.
widgets. I'll have to
Right.
know afterwards why. Because as I come to like 233 and I do my overnighting, and then I do a little bit more research. I wish there wasn't news, because then I wish the news would come out on Monday and propel this thing higher. So I get it's a short squeeze. I get it's big news, but it has a perfect storm right now. Is there another 10% left in the stock as we look? Probably, sure. But right now, I'm not really willing to buy it and risk that right now. There's a lot of other speculative stocks that maybe we could go to. For example, CGC, the marijuana stocks.
Yeah. They're
I said, pay
percolating.
attention. They're about to take out new highs. I mean, CGC
They're
today has traded 23 million shares. That's more than Apple, Google, Netflix, and Tesla combined. What's wrong?
they're looking for that announcement from the DEA or whatever that should everyone's expecting it this April. You say it's binary, but that's what people are positioning for is the rescheduling of marijuana, which
Well,
is going to give these companies, they can bank, they could write things off.
it was
So
also in
good,
Germany, right?
yeah, curls in Germany.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm sorry, I was looking at
anyway,
something. No,
okay,
Coach.
so
Okay. What what
uh,
what do you think going here for? I mean, okay, so you applaud me for this a lot. So I'm going to do it to you. As CGC Brick takes out a new high. What if you were flat? What would you do now?
I'd still be long the dollar.
Okay.
I still think that's in gear. As long as we hold 103.80, this is my target up here at this red dot that I presented on Real Vision. That
Touche.
would take the euro back down towards 106. It's funny, both the euro has a 106 objective and the Dixie has a 106 objective, which is,
Helene would love that.
strange.
Helene
Yeah.
loves those numbers. She's like that, Helene.
Okay. And I'd still be patient and not buy the gold, even though it's strong. It could still, make one more high for a three. And silver's, as usual, lagging dramatically. The gold silver ratio looks like it wants to make a move to new highs. 92 is a possibility. And as long as this is happening in this direction, I don't think we could really have a true bull market in the metals until silver takes over leadership. And that's not going to happen until the dollar turns. So that's my look on the metals. I still say that everyone needs to prepare themselves for long positions in the miners. I think it's going to be the trade of the year. Then
Oh,
maybe GGX pulls back to
oh, coach,
28,
talk to me, baby.
and Newmont still think it could pull back towards this
I
32
don't know.
level. And even some of the juniors, which really had nice performance, we could get nice pullbacks. And I think it's going to be a pretty good trade. Yields have been kind of tricky. I mean, they broke out 10-year over 420. Well, they broke down, then they broke up again. Then Friday we had this sloppy close. We have PCE on Friday. If we start taking out these highs at 433, there's going to be another leg up, maybe as high as 460. We'll see how the market holds up. And my other early morning observation is there's a lot of strong markets that have the potential of putting in a failing rally. First of all, gold. So gold didn't make a new high. Maybe this is a failing rally. Um, S&Ps and NASDAQ have not yet made a new high. This could be a failing rally.
Coach, can I ask you
Let me
something at
just
this?
finish. Let me finish. And NASDAQ, same thing. Could be a failing rally. And then the superstar of all asset classes over the last few months, Bitcoin, um, is so far not making new highs. And this could be a failing rally. So I find that pretty interesting that there's potential on turnaround Tuesday for failing rallies in these instruments. Okay, what do you got?
Does it come into play that it's the end of the quarter, window dressing,
Oh, yeah.
and end of the end of the month and end of, I mean, from what I'm seeing, every dip is being bought, and it's still every dip is being bought, and I don't see what's going to change until then. That's all.
Okay, no, I've heard it from other people too that we should have strength in the market through month end, and guys looking for 5,400 S&Ps into that time frame. I guess the big number is going to be Friday, so we'll see. But yeah, that's very valid. And oh, what's interesting? A little news tidbit is that Jerry Jones made $100 million bet in natural gas. I don't know how he did it, if he's buying, natural gas itself or buying natural gas equities, but 100 million, even for him, is a pretty big bet. So if you're a Cowboy fan, I guess you have to buy um, natural gas. When I look at it here, I was thinking that we were going to hold here and get a C wave up, but this is what bothers me about nat gas. See this low? That was a confirmed low at 22. There was no divergence, maybe a little, but most good bottoms happen with the RSI above 30, not at 23. So it almost looks like to me we could have one more low, and this time we will have a nice divergence. So that's all I have for today, buddy. Why don't we talk about what you're seeing, your entries and exits today, what's happening with sweeps, etc.
Appreciate that, Coach. Let me get to my screen here. Share screen. I would ask everybody to go watch the TradeView Markets video this morning that I put out. A lot of it has to do with as I share my general universe, and I post my general universe almost every day to at least take a screenshot. So here we go. The two hot stocks were A-Lab and Reddit. But a couple of things that I wanted to bring out instead of oh, I have an answer for you. Jerry Jones, and I'm a diehard Cowboy fan. As a matter of fact, the first football game I ever saw was the Super Bowl, the Orange Bowl, Cowboys, and I brought this story up. Jerry Jones wants to make a bet. He owns Comstock Resources. That's CRK. That's his
Okay.
natural gas bet. Fact. So that's Jerry
Okay.
Jones. If he wants to go out and double down on UNG, I get it. But fact, and there's UNG. I UNG for me turns into it's you know what you're gonna think I'm crazy to a degree. I
It's like
hope everybody
VIX.
would. What's that?
It's like VIX.
No. Oh, you know what? Similar, Coach. It's like
Yeah.
the Apple. It's own it. Don't trade it. You know, it's something, you know what, maybe it will pop, this thing, forget about it. It's a widow maker. So if, I'm not saying to keep averaging down and wake up every morning like me at 4:05 a.m. and hope it pops 20%. But you know what? You might want to be I get it. It's almost like a gold asset. So as we know, Coach, the market's taking out new highs and UNG is taking out new lows. There's a little bit of a correlation there still. So it's almost a little bit of a hedge. I wouldn't talk anybody out of it, but even for elder statesmen like us, we still call it the widowmaker. And I'm not going to lie, it's like that for a reason. So it's a
Yeah,
position
Mike,
for me.
there's so many widows out there after this decline in nat gas looking for a date on Saturday night that I'm hiding out.
Go in that gas stocks. I don't mean
No,
to interrupt you,
I'm
Coach.
hiding out from the widows.
That's okay. Well, you shouldn't hide out from the rich ones, that's for sure. RRC is in that gas stock. SM is up there. SM's a trade you holding. I can't tell you how much I've been holding. So nat gas, whatever. You know what I mean? I move on. By the way, Jerry Jones is CRK. Let's get on to more what's moving. Obviously, please go to TradeGATEHub. I didn't split the atom. It's on every chat board out there. The two stocks, hottest ones out there are A-Lab, which, by the way, it's a new IPO, which opened at 52. It hit 95 today. It has 5 million shares traded. I think I sold the majority for like 81. Stock went to 94. Next, hot stocks on my screen right here. Reddit. The Reddit crowd, which I posted this morning at 8:30. Reddit went public. 46. Reddit is basically Wall Street bets. You don't have to buy GME, which, by the way, was up $2 in anticipation of the Reddit news. GME was up like 20% yesterday. Reddit, hot IPO. Like I
Okay,
said,
hold that chart right there. Go back. Is that
GME.
no, the one that had three bars on it? No, well, that. What the hell is that? Is that where you have to make an appointment to do a trade?
It's an IPO, Coach. Listen. It's a daily chart of 3 days. It just came public.
Oh, it's 3 days. Okay. All
Right.
right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Penny.
To me, it looked like, if it was a daily, I mean, an intraday chart, it looked like, wow.
Well, it's a 5 minute chart, and the 5 minute
Uh,
chart for 3 days trading still shows it going from 45 to
yeah,
76.
that looks normal. The other
Well,
one didn't look normal to me.
we're not here to split the atom. You know what I mean? There's donut, maybe, donut. All you have to do is Krispy Kreme. There's the opening range breakout. Stock range volume. Stock closed at 1250. Opened up at 1480. All right. Once it never broke the open, or you can even go do the triangle. Once it never broke the open, as of 10 o'clock, if the stock doesn't reverse or change its trend being up 30% by 10 o'clock or 10:15, it's going higher. 1485. Even for those that are shy, that says, oh, let me buy it break high at 1575, still got paid for 50 cents on huge volume, with 15 million. All right, what stocks racking good, even macro? General Motors. Hold on. I'm in Schoenfeld days. I'm typing too fast for my screen. General Motors, macro. What's the problem here? Okay. What's the problem with Disney? I don't care what the market does. How about Delta Airlines acting well, now looking to go higher again after a pause? United Airlines, APP, the hottest tech stock out there, going higher. VST, the second hottest. VRT, which is the other. Everyone, not even overbought. All these had nice gaps, bear flags coming down at Carvana. Coach, how many times I said Carvana? Give it to me. Come on, the last week, almost at 100 today. How could you not like this? I told everybody, if it was uranium, would you be buying it? It was a flag right here, came back on lower volume. 76 broke it, 76 to 92. It's still taking calls. So if it was gold, if it was uranium, you got to put these things aside. Maybe step down your size, because you have to be obviously aware what the entity is. Carvana is a little sexier than JUNG, but Western Digital, we keep Micron, the hottest stock on the board. Okay, makes the guts for now AI. And the first thing, the segue into what I talked about was hot. You have to know what these AI infrastructure stocks are. Western Digital. It's clear. Western Digital. Stocks that you have a query. Stocks that are making new 52-week highs. Is it that hard on volume? If Procter and Gamble was doing it or Kellogg, would you be in it? Probably. What's the freaking difference? And everybody knows that with Western Digital, I posted it 19,000 times in TradeGATEHub. I'm actually losing my breath. Everybody knows Western Digital and storage technology is the infrastructure for, obviously you buy the leader on Western Dig, but they both go together basically. And here they are. What else? CDLX. Here's a stock with range and volume I traded today. Yesterday closed at the high at 20. Today it was 12. All right. It was breaking out to a new high on volume. Those were stuck in it. I'm the guy right here. I started nibbling 1351, but I was piling into it at 1216. Why the level 1216, you ask, Mike B. Basically, here was the gap here, right here. I bought it. I was willing to give a little bit of away, and I watched it. And bottom line is actually sold it. 1216 was my price. I sold it at 1320, went to 1420. So I made 50. Bottom line is CDLX, I had a reason. The stock's trading 8 million. By the way, in the top left, STX is breaking high. And the proper rotation is the oils give it back today. Okay. Oil's giving it back. Where's Google now? There you go. Launchpad on Google. So this type of rotation, proper rotation, as the oils rest, and we're actually agreeing with you, thank God, with the metals taking rest, that's good for the market, for that.
The copper's taking the rest too, huh?
Exactly. Okay, here, Coach, CGC. It doesn't matter what's happening, taking rest. There it is. CGC, there's the RSI. Would you short this thing?
No.
I mean, the bottom line is it's up to you what you want to do. But this thing's trading within the group sector, 27 million a day. It's only 11 o'clock. That's like 18,000 times its volume. Square was a highlighted tremendous amount of calls going into the close. I had it. I actually sold it on the way up. I left a little money on the table. But you have to split the atom there. That was just another one. This is like a Western Digital waiting to go. They're all rotating in different patterns. Lift. What's wrong here? Same thing. You know what I mean? We'll leave it. Crude, speculative stock, the stock that's a thin stock, or went from 12 to 60. Now it's not even close to being overbought. Gave all the shorts a chance to get out. They thought it was going back to 10. If you didn't get it 32, you're in trouble now. Bottom line, though, it's got. I mean, these stocks are moving. The indices are irrelevant to me. I know maybe they should be, but you know what? Chevron's coming down to the 200-day. That's important to me on a macro level. Apple. That's important to me at this level right here. That's one announcement away from your 150 or 155, Coach. Correct?
Yeah.
Well, that's the
160 has been the original target,
I
but it could be
apologize.
deeper. Yeah.
Good call. NVIDIA. Now NVIDIA is pulling your proverbial double top, as SMCI does the complete opposite. These are flip-flopping day and forth. NVIDIA, SMCI was down 80 yesterday. NVIDIA is up 40. Boeing still has a headache. Coin. Hood. I shorted a bunch of Hood today at Post. I shorted like 8,000 Hood. I got out of it. Shorted it here, a bunch 1940, 1928. I got out of it, but it's not really worth the trade. It's probably going to 20 strike price by the end of the month anyway. You know what I mean? Maybe it rests a little bit, but this is one announcement away, just the opposite of Apple going to 21. You know what I mean? But the bottom line is A-Lab, these are the stocks, A-Lab and Reddit. A-Lab was $96 a couple hours ago. Now it's 80. That's $19 move. A new high IPO on volume. This is what they're playing. Carvana, like I said, you're going to step in front of it. CGC, it's only yet to be determined that they take out the 80. Let's wait and see. Disney give a little back. Okay, big deal. But that's washing out some of the overbought sentiment when these type of strong stock rest for a little bit. That's all.
Okay. All right. Any sweeps backing up anything you're doing?
Look, sweeps. Yeah, Wayfair. A lot of sweeps, Coach. This has a lot of shorts in it, a lot of sweeps. It is what it is. You asked me and I'm not in it. APP, more sweeps. You know, it's just like, you know, another one of these cloud stocks or stocks with Google and other these. Yeah, APP, Viking Therapeutics. This was the stock, best of breed. The weight loss drug came down on low volume to a degree. You know, it came down to 59. I had a talk with Surfs Up before this, Alexis. I bought a bunch of it down here. I think I bought like 8,000 shares and make like $1.80. And I was saying I should have adjusted for my size because if I had 2,000 shares, I would have let it go a little bit more. So bottom line, the former hottest stock on the board, it doesn't matter if it even went up that high, but this is what we're trying to bring here. The stock has the move in it. It's got the volume in it. It's got the, you know, it has, so 61, you know, to 90. You know what? The other ones went with it. Lilly, you know, that's on the launching pad now, back again. That goes with NVO. Well, you know, all these weight loss drugs go together.
Okay.
I'm not saying NVO zone. So Wayfair's taking, let me answer your question. Wayfair's taking calls. This you know what, another one? I want to show everybody, go back to TradeGATEHub Coach, if I may, because it's also part of the plan whether we execute it or not. And it's basically what we do. I want everybody, I don't know if we have this data going back to to maybe Sunday night or Monday morning as we look at the picture here in TradeGATEHub. I hope I find it.
So we're approaching quarter end. How's the performance of the fund first quarter?
I don't look daily, but we're doing okay. We're doing. Hey, we'll let you know. We'll let you know. Here it is. Jim Cramer on Friday. This I posted Sunday night as part of the plan. Jim Cramer's plan for the week is not. I didn't give you my opinion. It's a highlight. You can ask me what I think. Some people believe Cramer's a bozo. I beg to differ. But right here, let's double click at what we posted. Now, Cramer's plan of the week, you see this MKC? That's McCormick. And that was part of Jim Cramer's plan, which I also highlighted. He said Spice Maker McCormick could be expected better than figures later in the week. Now, McCormick's in the right sector here because it's what? It's the Spice Maker. It goes with like Chipotle. It's going with all these restaurants and eat at home situations. And here's McCormick. He made the right call. There's MKC. He made the call at 69. But by the way, you even had to be alert. It didn't matter if you thought Jim Cramer made the call or not. The stock, like we always said, had chance to open nicely, just like Donut. Had the chance to pull. Everybody had a chance to get out, short, long. The longer it didn't go down for a bigger up open, the longer it's going to continue going up. McCormick 74. Now it's sitting at 76. It's in the right sector. I don't know if it's overbought on the short long term. Good call, Cramer. Maybe it is a little bit coming to resistance. Bottom line, it's part of our plan. It's part of giving you Jim Cramer's plan. It's part of looking at Coach's plan on TradeGATEHub on YouTube every day at the open. I'm not placating. It's part of the macro view. And like I said to Coach, what would you do today if you were flat? There's Coach already giving one. You know, that's what we do. So besides sentiment and option flow, which I'm going to finish with, because that's what you originally asked for, that's, you know, that's what we do. And we don't want to be redundant about it. There's a lot of these, what are we doing here now? What am I in? Donut. There's CGC. Why are we not in it as it takes out the new highs from the other day? Now let's see if it takes out the 8. I hope it goes back to this gap here at like 764 and takes out all the 8 stops on a little bit of volume. Then maybe late in the afternoon, we'll see what it has. We'll look at the rest of the stocks, the better of breeds. By the way, well, they're not technically breaking out, so CGC is the best of breed. This ACB had the chance, hasn't taken out the 200-day to the upside yet, so that's kind of in the bullpen. Let's look at Tilray. Okay, that's second on the list. So far it's CGC, it's Tilray for obvious reasons. My GRWG, which I had 67,000 of, I think I sold at I think I sold up here at 264. I should have held it more. And the reason why GRWG lagged, and when I went into laggard, I still made money on it, is that it's actually more, it's actually, this stock used to be actually in the S&P 500 at one time. And I think it just has so much supply and overhead. It's not that sexy. It probably still has a little bit more juice in the punch bowl now that it's over. You know, I would like it to be over a little bit. Now it's over the 200 days, so the algos can pick up on it. But if you're looking at the marijuana stocks, the cannabis stocks,
Do you have any preference between the Canadian cannabis and U.S. cannabis? Does it make a difference to you?
yes, it does, and it has a difference on volume and price action. That's all. And
And
appreciate
which
the
one
question.
is your preferred? Canadians?
Well, there's MOS, that's Canadian.
Okay. I'm not seeing MOS. I'm seeing our YouTube page.
Oh, I went through a whole situation on this
Oh,
CGC.
okay. Okay.
Okay. Oh, I went through that. You should have told me CG.
Yeah.
Okay, let me go back.
No,
CGC.
you don't have, it's just a question.
All right. Well, there you go. CGC getting back to it took out the 8. New high CGC. All right.
Okay.
So there we go. So we'll see if that does it back and fill. There's Tilray, which I'll bring up again because it's important. I hope you learned. That's the second best. My GRWG, which I said was a laggard because it's a little bit more of a fun stock. Still going higher. Maybe I'll re-enter it. Who knows what happened? I don't know. My thing's freezing up.
What do you think of Curl? It's not participating as much. A buddy of mine likes Curl, thinks it's most
Surely.
conservative. Cureleaf, right?
I don't see CRLF. I forget. I think it's a 5 letter.
CURL.
Well, I don't sound up. It must be a pink sheet. I don't. It did
Okay.
4,000. It did 6,000 shares today.
Oh, okay. That's a reason.
And I love it. It's nice and thin. Let's get in it. But
I like that. You know, Fabi Lara, when I talked about why I didn't buy this one gold stock because it was so thin, she said, I love it when it's thin. That means that later on, I'm getting in before the participation of people coming in
well,
because of the thinness.
she's right,
Do you
because
buy that?
naturally that was my innate response when you said that. Carvana hanging around here. All right, at the height of the days. I don't know what's holding this thing back from 100, but I'm not in it. I don't know. Coin, mixed CLH. It's a lot of things. Listen, this right here is when a lot of stocks in the middle of the range. For example, Pins was up another dollar, and now it's this is lunchtime research time. This is where a lot of stocks are in the proverbial danger zone, aside from something like a CGC, which is obviously hot at the moment. But this is a time to get on the demo, get on the platform, see what's going on, watch our videos. Basically, this is what you should be looking at no matter what platform you're on as part of your research right here. Okay, most active stocks. Where's CGC? All right, I'm interested in normally. All right, I don't care what the symbol was. Stock 30-day average is 52 million. Obviously, it's skewed because it's been hot. Still done 50% of 60% of its skewed volume. I'm interested.
No.
What is skewed? Now, what is more interesting? All right, MU normally does 21 million, already done 100% of its volume. No introduction there. We brought up MU 9 times, right, Coach? Reddit brought it up, the hot IPO. A donut, it's my job, normally does 100,000 shares. Krispy Kreme does 17 million. You knew what was going on. You told me somewhat was going on. Bravo. I knew what was going on with the price action like I should. And that's something what we bring here. So whether you want to trade it or not, I might trade it. I might be into a 40,000 donut by the close, literally. It's yet to be determined. But, what we do here is, bring you stocks or to go by your style. It might not be your style. I'm sorry, Coach.
Be in the room.
Yeah, I got distracted with the close. It's not me to not close well. I'm a closer. But you know what? I'll leave it at that. We might have a question. Carvana could go to 100. All right.
Okay, that's Lewis.
Normally he should be short. 5 years ago, be shorting it. Here, right here. CGC, focus.
Yeah.
CGC, 9 times I'm saying this thing.
And WDC. So
There are my calls from yesterday. Check out everything today, how these did. MU, check it out. Check out CLSK today. Check out Hood. Check out Aya. Check out Square. How'd these do today? You know,
Yeah,
I'm relaying information.
you're curating it.
Yeah. So are you.
Let's see that QQQ chart you just passed. Stalled. Yeah, that should break out.
Oh, wait, hold on. Okay, so a move past 449. Let's go to the major Q. They tested it today. Hold on, I'll go to the major chart. Listen, there's a little bit of anticipatory here. The worst or best thing that could happen, depending on what side you're on, is this being a Tuesday, late Tuesday morning, keeping the end of month in mind, and a lot of stocks that are rotating and there are new highs, is that they flush everything down and they scare everything out and then run them up to the end of the month. So you have to are you going to take a stand here that the Qs take out the 450 and run it to the end of the quarter? Is it more likely to happen? Probably. You got to be in the right stocks though. Are you paying up? Maybe MU, pulls back $2 from here and you stuck $2 even though it's ran $19, but you still need to move to that 450 to get even. It does depend on your timing to some degree.
Oh yeah.
So of course,
The art of the business is not if, it's when.
no, I understand that. AMD was negative today, so we could stock on the board. They took
Yeah.
it to 176, right to 182. So, maybe now it's above the moving averages. Who knows? Maybe MU pulls back in AMD if the Qs go to 450, goes back to the 200 strike price. I wouldn't be surprised.
Okay, partner.
There's CGC. There you go. You wanted price
Yeah.
action, range, and volume. There's the
Yeah.
stock they're playing. Pardon me, it's a Wall Street Reddit stock. I get it. Everybody knows what's going on. What's taking news? I'll get option flow again. I'll say it again. Wayfair, Delta, Viking Therapeutics. They're just probably chasing calls. Uh, American Airlines still taking calls, but I think that's eventually going to pop a little bit. It's not sexy, but RCL took calls. CCL still taking calls. I don't. They're not doing much into their coaches as much into month end.
That doesn't look good to me.
Oh, I agree. That's why I shouldn't have mentioned it. I shouldn't mention is that a lot of speculative calls, a lot of rolling is happening with these options into the end of the quarter, especially into some winners. So, if you didn't make your money by now, I would say obviously keep actively trading because the active trading is good. But after the end of the quarter, end of the month, everybody knows what we'd like to see more, sweeps going into maybe April or even June. And that's where the real money will be made. Until then, it's our job to just relay the information of where the money is going until then.
Well, you're doing that. You're doing just that, Mike, every day.
Well, I appreciate that, Coach. It's a job. And you know what? I've been doing it for almost 30 years. Anybody with 30 years experience, passion, and hard work does well. So I didn't do anything anybody's doing. I'm just running, I'm keep going with it. That's all. I got more left. Some people don't. Some people, I got more left. So what do you? We're not living check to check, thank God. We
Yeah.
got more left.
I thank God for that. That's for sure. All right, buddy. Well, good show. Mike and me at 11 a.m. EST. Mission accomplished.
Ask. All right. Comments, questions, and complaints always welcome. Be a gentleman about it. We just want to bring you better. We just want to bring you better, bring you better data, maybe more important, less data, less, whatever it may be. I'll tell you for me going on, and I'll leave with this, is that we obviously talk after camera and how to make TGH better and how to provide a better product. And I'm going to give less ideas, but extrapolate more and maybe why. Because I know
That's a good idea.
I know I throw a lot of out there, maybe fast and furious, if you will, stocks that are moving. I'm not going to apologize for maybe bringing up a CGC because you have to know about that, but maybe some of the ancillary ones and give, like Coach gives a lot more macro stocks, Apple, and I'm just going to give more recognizable stocks because some of these stocks that I bring up, they don't work for 2 or 3 days and you're stuck in, you're like, what the hell happened? And that's not healthy for everybody else because it takes a real experienced trader to get out of them. So like I said, when we give you stocks an option and volume and range, that's because they don't work. You have that volume and range to get out of if they make mistakes. So that's what I'm going to do going forward. What the team told me after hours. So that's what I'm going to give my best try to do. Maybe, like I said, better ideas, more solid ones instead of I'm not saying I throw everything out there and hope something sticks. That's not my style. I'm in it for a reason. But maybe we have a more broader audience and bringing maybe broader understanding of more understandable equities and why.
Tomorrow at 10 a.m., I'll be with Chris Carolyn at Spiral Calendar. Chris used to be with Robert Prechter many years ago. He wrote an award-winning book. He's a very interesting guy. Looking forward to catching up with Chris tomorrow, 10
I am
a.m.
too.
EST.
I'm looking forward to it.
All right, buddy.
Cheers, Coach.
Good,
Thanks you for
good hunt,
leading.
good hunting. Don't just
All
count your pips, count your blessings, everyone.
right, we'll be in the room all day naturally. Got to ask. Cheers. Have a plan. Thanks again, everybody
Cheers.
on the scenes. Thanks, Coach, again.
All right, thanks, Mike.